Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight on the Now Bakersfield, a community moving forward. Our cameras rolling as the groundbreaking was held for the first home being built 2 years since the Erskine fire burned there. How people are coming together to help. And the national crackdown on opioid abuse continues. The powerful new ad released today showing the struggles of withdrawal and addiction. Plus, the details on how you can actually get paid to do what you normally do on social media, like commenting and sharing posts. That's all ahead on the Now Bakersfield. Annie?
Here's what we have lined up for you on this Monday here on the Now. We're talking about a major change coming to your credit score that could save you a lot of money on both loans and credit cards. But it does involve letting people know how much money is in your bank account. We're looking at the pros and cons. And Monday Night Football in Atlanta tonight, we're there too, talking about how much money taxpayers spend on big football and baseball stadiums. Atlanta just got 2 brand new ones, but do the taxpayers really win or do they lose? And who really decides if our money is spent on projects like that? And would you stay here? It's a hotel that gives you a discount to ditch your technology. No phone, no TV, just you and your thoughts. Think about it. Could you do it?
All right. Thanks, Annie. Well, the Erskine wildfire ripped through the Kern River Valley in June of 2016, causing mass evacuations, destroying hundreds of homes and buildings and leaving 2 people dead. Now, after 2.5 years, homes are finally being rebuilt. The Now's Amanda Mason visited the area today and has the latest developments on rebuilding after Erskine.
It's been 2.5 years since the Erskine fire tore through communities in Lake Isabella. And right behind me is the first permanent home that's being rebuilt here in Squirrel Valley since the fire. This Mennonite Disaster Service is hard at work to rebuild Daryl and Lenny Galatano's home after it was destroyed by the Erskine fire in June 2016.
You see your house just disappear quickly, and it has to be a sickening feeling, no matter which disaster happens. And for them to get a home and get put back in a place and to stick around this long and wait, it's just terribly exciting.
The group comes from all over the U.S. to volunteer their time to help communities rebuild. Today marks a special day for the Galatanos. This afternoon, a press conference was held regarding the groundbreaking of the first permanent home since the Erskine fire destroyed over 300 buildings in 68,000 acres 2.5 years ago in Kern River Valley.
I've thanked them before, but I was impressed with the turnout to help the victims of the Erskine Creek fire, and I was amazed. Okay. The
Kern Valley Long-Term Recovery Group, who spearheaded this effort, says it's been a challenge raising funds for this project.
You know, we're a little bit isolated from Bakersfield and Ridgecrest. Not only that, but simply to get funds to come into the valley, it's been a little bit hard, especially when the outside community isn't really seeing a lot of movement being done. But actually come to realize is for these families that were underinsured, all of their insurance money went towards their basic immediate needs, whereas in the long-term perspective view, it wasn't enough to even go towards recovery.
Roger Sharp from the Mennonite Disaster Service says he met the Galatanos right after the fire took their home.
It's exciting to see hope in their eyes, in their face, that, hey, we may get a home.
Everyone from the group works for free and pays their own way. 68-year-old Peggy Davis came to Kern County to volunteer and is on her 4th project.
We're here because we're called to help our neighbor, and neighbors are anyone that is in need, I think.
This is just one of the 2 homes that the Mennonite Disaster Service is continuing to work on here in the Kern River Valley. I spoke to the homeowners today and they said that they are excited to move back to the place they call home. For the Now, Amanda Mason, 23 ABC.
All right, Amanda, great story there. You're going to see some new anti-opioid commercials starting today. This is just one example. It's called Treatment Box and shows you a young woman named Rebecca detoxing from opioids. The campaign asked people to watch on a public screen, and you see some getting emotional. This is the next phase of the White House's anti-opioid campaign. On Wednesday, President Trump is scheduled to sign Congress's opioid legislation into law. It'll change funding and access to treatment. This Saturday is an important day to mark on your calendar if you have expired or unused prescription medications in your home. Law enforcement and community health organizations statewide will be participating in the second National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day of the year. This one was organized because during the first one in April, people nationwide turned in almost 1 million pounds of unused medications. There'll be more than 300 locations in California where you can anonymously turn in unused drugs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. State Attorney General Javier Becerra says it's the only safe and responsible way to dispose of unused medications.
Flushing these medications down the toilet can be poisonous to our waterways, and needles thrown in the trash can not only injure, but might also kill innocent individuals.
Becerra says Drug Take-Back Day is vital in combating the nation's opioid addiction epidemic. He says too many times children get hooks on opioid drugs because someone in the household failed to dispose of unused medication. Annie?
A big change coming to credit scores next year that could really save you money. FICO is adding a new system that's going to help more people qualify for lower interest rates on things like credit cards and even car loans. Right now, your credit score is based on a lot of things. If you make your payments on time, how much debt to credit you have. But let's say you don't use credit cards or you've had credit issues in the past that you're working to correct. Well, this is where FICO's new system called Ultra FICO could help. It looks at how much money you have in the bank, how long you've had the checking or savings accounts, and if you use those accounts frequently and have a couple $100s and don't overdraw, then you could qualify for a loan or lower rate that otherwise you may not have. And you get to decide if you want to share all this information. Not every lender is going to know how much money you have in the bank. But the experts at Bankrate pointed out that it typically takes a long time for credit scoring changes to filter through, so lenders may not start to use this right away. But there's also the unintended risk of scores being more about how much money we have rather than how you manage it. And of course, people who normally deal in cash or don't borrow may be tempted now. And paying in cash is always a better deal. Well, top of the Now newsfeed, the maker of one police body camera is looking into the product after it exploded. The New York City Police Department says an officer noticed it smoking and then it exploded. The department has now suspended using that model. It does have another body camera model it will keep using. Former NFL wide receiver Ray Caruth is out of prison today after more than 18 years. The first-round draft pick for the Carolina Panthers served time for conspiring to murder the mother of his unborn child to avoid paying child support. Well, the woman died. Her baby survived and suffers from permanent brain damage and cerebral palsy. Hey, drones could be delivering our food sooner than you think. A job ad the Wall Street Journal found says that Uber wants to have drones dropping off your dinner by 2021. And this ad, it was looking for an operations executive to make sure that happens. Well, next in our lineup, Monday Night Football in Atlanta tonight, and we're there too, talking about how much money taxpayers spend on big football and baseball stadiums. Atlanta just got 2 brand new ones, but is it worth it? And who really decides if our money is spent on projects like that? You're watching The Now. Welcome back to the Now. I'm Annie Taylor. Usually wine and cars, well, they don't really go together, but scammers found a similarity between the two and are trying to confuse people selling their vehicles. Follow me on this one. So people posting cars for sale online are getting calls from potential buyers. The caller asks for a car history report. Pretty typical, except they ask the buyer to go to a website that ends in .vin to get the report. So the website charges a fee, maybe $20, so you have to put in your credit card. Well, the Federal Trade Commission says it's a scam. They say scammers bought .vin websites, which were originally meant for websites related to wine, vino. But because every vehicle has a VIN number, it seems like a legit car website. Pretty clever, we know, but the FTC says the people behind these VIN websites just want your information. So remember to only go to credible websites like autocheck.com or carfax.com and vinaudit.com. Monday Night Football is in Atlanta. Just this last year, taxpayers put in about $700 million for Mercedes-Benz Stadium where the Falcons now play. Well, new multi-million-dollar sports facilities like that one are being built all the time across the country to keep and attract teams. The Now's Nicole Val is in Atlanta looking into who's really benefiting from these big investments.
Even the empty 41,000 seats and freshly groomed dirt comes at a cost.
It's about a $672 million facility, SunTrust Park.
Out of that $672 million, Atlanta Braves president Derek Schiller tells me roughly $400 million came straight from taxpayers in Cobb County, Georgia, a measure approved by a 5-person commission.
They were elected by the community to represent them.
The total $1.1 billion project inside and outside the stadium was all part of a public-private package deal. And taxpayers like Anthony Sierra seem to be enjoying it.
For everything that I've seen lately, it's been a nice little spot.
He and friend Brittany Reynolds say overall they're happy, but do question if their tax dollars could have been better spent.
I wasn't aware that amount of money that went into it. There's so much other things that our money could go towards, like education.
While this may seem like a game with public funds, Schiller says long-term the goal is to make it a home run for all.
Provides great economic vitality to this community, and within just a few short years, the taxpayer will actually make money off of this entire arrangement.
Future revenue, he says, will eventually be funneled back into local needs like education.
$15 million of that goes to the Cobb County school systems.
And whether you think this is a win or not, both sides agree on one thing.
I think that's an eye-opener for folks to make sure that they're being politically savvy.
In order to have a say on this stadium or any other, it's about stepping up to the plate to vote.
And I really do think it's important that fans, constituents understand what they're doing with their funds and how their dollars are put to use.
Because at the end of the day, it does affect you.
For the Now, I'm Nicole Vell reporting.
Every time you like, comment, and share anything on Facebook, you're creating valuable data. So what if you could get paid for it? Chain-based social networks like Steemit and Permission.io are already doing that. Steemit CEO Ned Scott says his platform has distributed $40 million worth of digital currency since 2016. The company says they don't sell any user data, meaning users are able to earn tokens in exchange for content, which keeps control of personal data in the hands of the users themselves. Permission.io pays users to watch ads.
Your data has tremendous value. A user will choose what they want to watch based on, how personal and relevant it is, combined with how much the advertiser is willing to pay them to watch.
Both pay you in the form of cryptocurrency, which you can cash out in dollars. Sounds like a good plan. Well, taking a live look outside right now at downtown Bakersfield. Skies are dark. Temperatures feeling pretty good, and it's only going to get better. Leah Pizzetti in for Allison Gargaro. Feeling great out there.
Oh, Jessica, it was a pretty nice day today. We did hit a high of 83 degrees here in Bakersfield. That is above our seasonal average. We should be at about 77 degrees for this time of year, but still not too bad. Not getting close to that record high of 95 degrees set back in 1901. For tomorrow, we are talking about that gradual cooling continuing. So upper 70s into the 80s for our valley, 80 degrees for Bakersfield. For our Tuesday forecast. Our southern mountains looking at those 60s into the 70s. Tehachapi looking at 71 degrees. Fraser Park 68 degrees. Our higher elevations like Pine Mountain Club looking at 58 degrees for tomorrow. And then our Kern River Valley, we're looking at those mid 70s into the upper 70s. Lake Isabella at 79 degrees for tomorrow. Our desert communities, some areas in the 70s, other areas breaking through those 80s. We can see Rosamond, Mojave. You look to luck out and stay in those upper 70s. Air quality does worsen into tomorrow. So an AQI of 100 is expected. That is in the moderate range technically, but very close to that unhealthy for sensitive groups range. So do be aware of that for Tuesday. Our AQI will be at 100. And for the most part, skies staying pretty clear. We can see through the morning mild winds, those clear skies. As the day progresses, we're going to see some cloud coverage build and some gusty conditions picking up in the evening, but nothing too bad. That 5 to 10, maybe 15-mile-per-hour range. As we take a look at the next couple days, we can see we stay nice and mild through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday, Friday into the weekend, starting to warm up into those upper 70s, but just in time for Halloween, we do look to cool back down to those seasonal averages. Stay with us. The Now Bakersfield will be right back.
Let's check in on the news stories coming into our news feed. The new high-speed underground transportation tunnel in Los Angeles is nearly done. Elon Musk tweeted it will open to the public December 11th. Now, the idea behind this project is to make underground travel cheaper to develop and help cut down on traffic congestion. Well, some of you streamers are getting money back. Google is crediting YouTube TV and music subscribers a week of service because of a recent outage. Streaming of TV and music went down last week. It's a $10 credit, and you have to claim the offer through an email that went out. Well, actress Selma Blair revealing through an emotional Instagram post that she has multiple sclerosis. Blair wrote that she was diagnosed back in August after living with symptoms for years that she didn't take seriously. The 46-year-old actress also says that she's still working on a new Netflix series. Well, when you go to the doctor, you may not think much about the people who bring you to the room or check your vitals, handle your refills or prescriptions, but medical assistants play a vital role in how smoothly your visit to the doctor's office goes. There's a shortage, though, nationwide. The Now's Kamasi Aaron shows us a unique partnership working to combat it.
I'm Joe. I'll take you back.
I'm Tracy. You'd never guess it, but it took losing his job in sales after decades in the industry for Joe Lisniak to end up here.
If you'd like to set your stuff down. My last one let me go unexpectedly and didn't know what I wanted to do, but every test I ever took said I should be in medical. Want to borrow a finger?
Now, this single father is working hands-on with patients as part of a program that's training him to become a medical assistant and paying him while he does it.
I mean, it's the greatest decision I've ever made because I love people. I love helping people. And do you currently have any drug allergies?
The partnership between Arapahoe Community College and Centura Health has condensed what's normally a 2-year program down to 6 months of on-the-job training and classroom learning.
I've been out of college for a long time, so I wasn't sure how this was going to go. But it's been really good.
It's all in an effort to fight the shortage of medical assistants around the country. With the tight labor market, the Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that by 2026, employment of medical assistants will be up 29% from 2016.
RMAs are crucial.
Dr. Terry Krause says she hasn't had a permanent MA in 2 years.
It's difficult for me to actually do the things I need to do as a doctor without having a stable permanent MA.
Teaching Joe has been fun.
That's why Tracy DeWitt says she was so glad to train Joe in this program, because everyone in the office feels the impact.
You're overworked and overrun, and doctors run behind, and patients get angry. And it takes a lot longer to do, 5 people's jobs with 2 people.
For Joe, it's a win-win. The chance to help out in more ways than one and to live his passion.
It doesn't matter how old you are, to start something new that you love, that you want to go forward with, that is going to bring you joy.
Finding new joy in a new job.
I will give this to Dr. Drex, and he'll be right in.
While breathing new life into an industry in need.
I'm going to go get her daughter for you.
For the Now, I'm Kumasi Aaron.
Thanks, Kamasi. Well, back to our lineup this Monday. We're going to tell you about a hotel that gives you a discount to ditch your technology. So I'm talking no phones, no TVs, just you and your thoughts. Think about it. Could you do it? You're watching The Now. Welcome back. Well, how long do you think you can go without checking your phone? If you think you can go without checking it for a few days, it could save you some cash. Some hotels are offering discounts if you lock up your devices. Take a look at the James Nomad Hotel in New York City. It just started a program where guests can save 10% off every night that they don't use their phone. There's no cheating since guests hand over their devices to the front desk. But if you're not completely comfortable with giving up your phone entirely for a few days, there are still other ways to do a digital detox. The website Digital Detox Holidays shows you different places around the world where you can stay. You can also pick the type of digital cleansing you want to do. There are hotels where you can disconnect just by being surrounded by nature. You can also pick from hotels that are completely tech-free, no Wi-Fi, no phone, no TV. Or maybe you just need a place with no cell reception. You can still take out your smartphone to take photos, but you won't be uploading them anytime soon. And there are also other ways to detox without going on vacation. Some spas are also offering digital wellness treatments, while some restaurants also offer discounts for locking up your phone at dinner time. Doctors are getting a new tool to cure cancer. This is the first ever cancer database. Tomorrow here on The Now, we'll show you how cancer patients will bring researchers the biggest help.
And coming up tonight on 23 ABC News at 11, outrage today from the Bay Area transgender community about the Trump administration's potential new policy. It could mean the elimination of protections and federal recognition for people who identify as transgender. We have that story and much more tonight on 23 ABC News at 11. In the meantime, we're going to take another check at our forecast. Right now it's feeling pretty great outside, Leah.
Yeah, that perfect 73 degrees right now, down 2 degrees from where we were at this time yesterday. And that cooling does look to continue into tomorrow. So that does mean right around 80 degrees for our valley, Kern River Valley in those 70s, and then our southern mountains in those upper 60s into the lower 70s. So a beautiful day today. And then we are talking about warming heading our way next week.
That's okay.
This week.
Not too hot though, right? Not too hot.
Yeah, no, not too bad.
We'll be okay. That's going to do it for us on The Now Bakersfield. We'll see you back here tonight for 23 ABC News at 11.